Hello, everybody. Thank you for clicking on another episode of Doofus After Dark for a Monday, the 17th day of July. And we are going to be continuing our mental health discussion from last week. Um, Cunning Stunt will probably not be able to join us tonight. She spent too much time out in the sun and is not quite feeling up to par. I believe Georgia GA from CA is going to be joining us, and Lori Arnold's going to be joining us. So those ladies will be coming up here shortly. Hello, not going anywhere. Thank you for not going away. And let me type this in real quick. Thank you for clicking on. Indeed, thank you all for clicking on, whether you're watching live or watching at a predetermined time of your convenience. Thank you for being here. So we'll get started here, and we'll get our breaking news and our brief little Twitter scroll done, and be ready for the ladies when they indeed get here, and we'll continue our discussions. Breaking news coming from mainstream tonight. The BBC, the Ukraine war, Vladimir Putin vows a response after a terrorist attack on the Crimean Bridge. We'll talk about that coming up. Flood of evidence has been coming in since suspects' arrest in the Gilgo Beach serial killer case. From NPR, takeaways from the latest FEC campaign finance reports. ABC News, the Georgia court denies Trump's request to quash the DA's 2020 election probe. So that case will indeed move forward in Georgia. The New York Times, air quality worsens again as Canadian wildfire smoke returns to the U.S. It was bad here today. I was coughing throughout the day today, had the windows open, wasn't even thinking about it until started smelling it. And luckily, we had some storms come in just probably an hour and a half ago, and is kind of pushed the smoke out of here. I think it's pushing it towards the East Coast. But so look out. Always be heads up because the fires aren't going away. And this from the White House, a readout of President Joe Biden's call with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. So those are the headlines for tonight. Something that didn't make the headlines, but want to draw your attention to. The U.S. has ordered a deployment of fighter jets and the Navy destroyer to the Middle East in response to Iranian activities. Some of those Iranian activities include pro-Iranian proxies that have surrounded or are attempting to surround and lay siege to the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad, something we haven't, a city we haven't heard from in a long, long time. All right, let's bop over here briefly to the bookmarks. Like I said, we don't have many of them tonight. This is one I discussed last night, but I thought I had it in the bookmarks, but I didn't. But I wanted to pop it up here just to show. Well, crap. Sorry, Scooter. I don't want to. There we go. All right. I'll just play it for you.
Law enforcement by Crooked Joe Biden and the communist. So I took the name Crooked away from Hillary, and we gave her a new name. Beautiful. I call it Beautiful. But I took it away because I don't believe in the same name for two people. I don't. And I've never done this before. You know, I haven't, and you have to live with that name for the rest of your life. I'll go over the different names when I want, because many of them are now friends of mine, okay? But I took the name Crooked off, and
Okay, so he took the name Crooked off of Hillary and put it on to Joe Biden because Hillary's now Beautiful Hillary and one of his good friends. I'm going the wrong direction here. That's why I had it set up this way. Um, this comes from. What happened? Hang on here. Um, there we go. This comes from. Let me. Joey Mama. Um, FBI charges now husband of Pink Beret. This is Pink Beret, as she was known by um, those hunting the J6. Um, FBI charges now husband of Pink Beret J6 rioter who was turned in by her ex. This comes from NBC News. FBI charges now husband of Pink Beret January 6 rioter. Spencer Geller has been charged. This is Spencer in the Capitol attack, along with Jennifer Unanez Vargas Geller, who was known to online sleuths as Pink Beret. So both of them have been charged in their part of the January 6th riot. Again, I'm going the wrong direction. What's up? I don't know how representative this is of any city in the United States, but this is footage supposed from Philadelphia. Uh, I have no idea what. I don't know if this is. There, I know there's a drug called Trank, um, but I have no idea what we are witnessing here. I just know it's incredibly troubling. Like I said, I hope I'm wrong, but I imagine this could be any big city in the United States. This just happens to be Philadelphia, and again, I have no idea what. I'm not up enough on stuff to know what could be doing that, but what happened to Philadelphia was the question there. This is the Crimean Bridge after it was bombed by British missiles used by Ukrainian forces. That's according to this Twitter account. I've heard it was surface drones, um, aqua drones, if you will, that were ran on the surface. Here's one side of it. The damage to one side. The other side is just as impassable. Now, this is significant because it is the main artery to get um, ammunition and supplies to the Russian troops stationed on Crimea. So basically, they are now not able to get resupplied. Touched on this earlier. Freight train derailed in White Marsh Township in Pennsylvania. No reports of leakage. This came in an hour ago. This is the latest update. They're saying 15 to 20 cars. Um, and that, again, no major cause for, no major, what is this? No major cause for any kind of alarm, um, which is a very positive thing because anytime you hear train derailment, and it was carrying hazardous materials. Just to be clear, however, none of those are leaking, at least as of this report. Um, Lori Arnold allowed me to be on her channel a little earlier today, and I kind of produced a couple of things that we discussed, and one of it was based upon the movie The Sound of Freedom. And I brought up at the very beginning that there seemed to be some kind of conflict or question or concern about some theaters
The Sound of Freedom.
not wanting to show the movie. So, pardon me. So I've got, geez, okay, make sure I'm sharing the right tab. I've got just a couple of brief clips here.
This happened. No one left until they played the movie. They tried to give us free tickets if we left.
There's no one in here. And then it said that they were sold out. This is ridiculous.
Fire alarm goes off and people still watch the movie. They can't stop the truth.
And this is obvious AI.
Have you heard anything about the other movie theaters? AC not working?
Like the other houses?
No, well, like around the whole country, different theaters. In this movie only, the AC doesn't work. It's like super sketch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you should. You should look.
I didn't hear
you should
about
look
that.
online. It's like
No,
it's
If
insane.
anything, it's probably just. I don't know. I know it's been very popular. So the more people you have in a theater, the more different the house.
Well, yeah, but we've been going to movie
weird.
openings our whole life,
so
and
weird.
it's never happened. Yeah, super weird.
Okay, again, it's super weird stuff. I don't know if it's coincidental. I don't know if it's being blown up because it's online. I just give you the information and don't tell you what to think or how to think. Just things to think about. And this is the one I played earlier on Lori's channel. That this one was not included in what we just saw. This happened at a different theater.
You and everyone else in the nation. Wow. Wow. Hey, you also said you're sold out online.
Here's what we can do for you guys. These are the options that we're about to give you guys right now. All right? So everyone's going to get a pass for a future movie. And then you can also get a swap into a different showtime for another day or for later tonight.
Wow.
Or you can get a refund.
Okay, all right. So basically this isn't so bad. All right, this isn't what I thought they were saying when I first heard it. He's saying they're going to give you a ticket for a different time to see this movie, plus a ticket to see another movie. So that's this one we're going to say is busted. And we'll go on to the rest of our scroll here. We're at the 15-minute mark just about. So that's about when I think the ladies are going to be ready to come on. This comes from Republicans Against Trump. They are retweeting former Trump supporter Bill Mitchell. Instead of worshiping Trump 24/7, Trumpers should spend 5 minutes researching the law and understand what deep trouble he is actually in. Again, I talked about this, I think last night, or no, it was the episode with Chris. We talked about I talked about it last night about that episode, about how the Trump supporters don't understand the severity of the document situation because it's not that big a deal. However, if he gets charged with treason or sedition or insurrection or anything that they do have a comprehension of and the severity of it, that is when the potential uprise could happen in Chris's terms and in mine as well. More from Republicans Against Trump. The Georgia Supreme Court rejected a request by Donald Trump to block District Attorney Fani Willis from prosecuting him for his actions in the wake of the 2020 election. That is election tampering, very serious charge. This, I don't know. You make what you want out of this. And finally, as we get ready to start talking about mental illness, Don Jr. is going to talk about the military, something he's never served in, been a part of. It's not something that anybody in his family has ever done, but yet he's going to give the military some advice.
Maybe if we had competent people actually learning how to fight wars rather than learning their pronouns.
So basically, he's saying that our entire military is incompetent just because they have to learn to be civil towards each other if somebody wants to be called he or she or whatever. Okay. Just because they might have to do that, they're totally incompetent. Here we go.
If we weren't constantly talking about somehow diversity making us a stronger fighting force, even though no one can credibly tell us why, rather maybe just get stronger, get better at shooting, train to do those things, wars rather than learning their
Okay, hold on.
pronouns. If we weren't constantly talking about somehow diversity making us a stronger fighting force, even though
Okay, diversity and inclusion makes us a stronger fighting force because you don't have prejudices against the people next to you who you hope have your back when that time comes. It's really not that hard.
no one can credibly tell us why, rather
I
maybe
just
just
did.
get stronger, get better at shooting, train to do those things rather than the PC woke bullshit, maybe that would be better off. Maybe if
Okay. Again, the guy has absolutely no military experience of any kind. Not sure why he's even talking, but nonetheless, there we go. That's the end of our bookmarks for tonight. And let me pop back over and see if Lori and GA are here. We've got some stuff. I see Lori Arnold in here. Let me drop the link down here. Nancy is in here as well. Hi, Nancy. Sound of Freedom. Yeah, that was the movie, Nancy. And after we're done here, if you don't have anything else to watch, or at some point, Lori had a really good discussion on her channel this afternoon about this, showing both sides of it, and it kind of left me more questioning a whole lot of things. I questioned a lot more than I had answers after the episode, but there are a bunch of things in there to think about. And speaking of the voodoo unicorn,
Hello, Barry.
hi Lori, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing good.
Is I know Cunning has some she's like got dehydrated and a little under the weather, spent too much time out in the sun, which can happen really easily.
Yes.
And GA is going to join us.
Yes, she had a little thing she had to do, and then she was going to come on in and join us.
Okay. No, it was not a documentary, Nancy. While we wait on GA, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure.
About your episode this afternoon?
Yeah, and that was something that I had said, Barry, is that people needed to realize it's not a documentary. I mean, it's based on a true story. It's not a true story.
Yeah. And if I understand, I have not seen the movie, but if I understand it right, the movie is really good, but the circumstances surrounding the producers, the production, and the people that are actually going to capitalize from the popularity or be hurt by the lack thereof, they're sketchy. There's sketchy things potentially going on.
Yeah, that's the best way to say it, is that, in my opinion, I thought the movie was great.
Okay.
The actual movie was really good. There was nothing cute in it. I'll dispel that. I didn't see anything that made me think anything about any of this political stuff. It really was just a good movie that brought awareness to human trafficking. I've seen a lot of videos that people are putting out on YouTube after they watch the movie. It's bringing awareness to human trafficking, child trafficking. I think that is a good aspect to the movie. I watched the movie. It was really good. But um, some of the players around surrounded involved with the movie and all that, it seems that there may be some foul characters around.
Okay. And can you describe what happens after the final scene of the movie at the end before the credits run?
You mean where they give you your special message or?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, it was actually the credits run and it tells you there's going to be a message in like a minute and a half or something
Okay,
like that.
so it's right after the credits run.
Right after the, yeah, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure because I
Okay.
know it was saying we had a minute and a half and really nobody got up
Okay.
to leave. You know, everybody waited to hear the message afterwards. And it was a full theater.
It was.
And oh yeah, and the message though, I was waiting because I thought they were going to kind of give us something to do or something, but it really was just more of a message about how hard it had been to get the movie out, and just a little bit more about, I think, about the guy that it really was about. It wasn't anything that gave you any kind of action plan or.
Did it tell you to send money anywhere?
No, it did give you a Q. Okay, so what are those called, QR codes?
Yeah.
Okay, so it had something like that on there, that you could put your phone up and get off the screen and do the pay it forward, where you would buy movie tickets online for somebody else through the Angel Network. So that's what they're doing, is they're asking people to pay it forward and to pay for people who can't afford a ticket so that people can then get a free ticket to go in and see the movie.
Okay, I got a question.
Yep.
How do the people get a free ticket to go in to see the movie?
I don't know. I guess probably on the, I haven't looked it up on the Angel
Or
Network, maybe.
or is this just a way of, I'm being cynical obviously,
Yeah.
but or is this just a way of guaranteeing full theaters even when there aren't anybody in the theater?
Mm. Or do we know that the tickets are actually being given out? I don't know. I haven't looked into it.
You know, wouldn't you think, you know, pay it forward,
Mhm.
buy a ticket for somebody and they can go to their local whatever and pick their ticket up. But if it's just pay it forward and you have no idea where the money's actually going, that's
Well, but you know what? At some point, Barry, like I have a friend that went and saw the movie too, and they were very moved by it and wanted people to be able to see it. But they don't really do the online stuff too much. And so what they did is they went and went to the movie theater and gave enough money for a few tickets and asked that they be given away to somebody. Um, so I don't know. I mean, to each his own.
it would be interesting if, and I may do this tomorrow, um, put the camera onto the gimbal and go to the nearby theater and just go in and say, um, you know, do you have tickets, free tickets for people to see this movie that people have bought and paid for?
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see if, you know, if they do here and in other places around the country.
Yeah. Yeah. I know it's a very moving. I mean, like that tells you how much that moves people, that they will pay
Yeah.
for other people to go see a movie.
It must be a movie that, yeah, that does have an impact on people.
It definitely does, and especially on people who aren't aware really of human trafficking and sex trafficking. It's something that it didn't shock me. Okay. It moved, but it didn't shock me. Um, but to people who aren't aware of that, really, it is even more shocking. And it's one woman, she equated it to another movie she had seen years ago about a subject that had stayed with her for like a week, and incurred multiple high emotions, of sadness, of anger, things that inspired her to try to find ways to do something. And that's why I say there, we it would have been nice to have an action message.
Right. Some way, somewhere you could go to make an impact.
To make a difference, because I think it's the movie, what it has done is brought awareness, which is always great.
Yeah.
And it's kind of pushed people out of their comfort zone, and they're willing to accept the message that it happens. But if you lose that momentum of emotion, then really all you did was tell people, inform them, and nothing changes.
Yeah.
We have to get people to before the emotion goes away, you have to get people to start getting involved actively
Okay.
in anything.
Yeah. All right. We still don't have GA. So, what, I've got a few topics for tonight as far as mental health, mental conditions. And, I've got PTSD up because that's what I heard the most about, from the last episode, was that, PTSD might be a lot more common than people realize, because they just automatically associate it with a soldier,
Yes.
that a soldier is the only one that can get PTSD.
That's how I felt, because as we were talking last time, I realized, oh my gosh, I had PTSD. But I always equated that with the extreme of like a soldier having a really almost like psychotic episode, because they're all the way back to war, and they, like all this stuff. And I was just thinking in the extreme.
Okay, let's hold on to that until and see if GA is going to be able to join us. Let's see. Here we go. Let's start out with this. This is the 7 types of males explained. Do you think this would be beneficial to people?
The 7 types of males?
Yeah. Did you know there were 7 different types of males?
No, I did not.
All right, then this might be beneficial. Let's see, and we'll pause it and discuss as we do. Can you see it? Okay, is it showing up on the screen?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Depending on who you ask, there are at least 7 different male personality types. So today we're going to be taking a look at all 7 of them. Number 1. Zeta male. The Zeta male is one of the lesser known male personality types. As you can imagine, it is considered to be the polar opposite of the alpha males, which we'll get to in a bit. The Zeta male is a one-man wolf pack. Stop thinking about the movie The Hangover. I know
that's the first thing I thought of, was The Hangover.
The Hangover.
When he said wolf pack. Have you ever heard of a Zeta male?
No.
Okay, I have not either.
You are. Stop it. As Zetas are lone wolves, they tend to keep their own company and live by their own rules. This strict code of solitude also extends into Zetas' love life, as Zetas tend to be celibate by choice, choosing to forego things like sex and marriage. Each has their own reasons for this choice, of course.
Do what?
I don't like them already.
I'm thinking this is sounding like the term incel.
Oh, I was gonna say I saw the no sex thing.
Yeah. Well, you got to question that. I mean,
on purpose?
Yeah, really. No doubt. It's like you're saying no sex on purpose?
He's laying right next to somebody.
Yeah, she didn't look bad,
No. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
For some, it may just be
Oh.
A matter of going through life with blinders on, only seeing directly what is in front of them to achieve their goals. For others, it may be that they had relationships go wrong and as a result chose not to focus any energy on things that may distract them. It can be a lonely existence in more than one way, but as any Zeta male will tell you, even being a lone wolf is better than being a sheep. Number 2. Gamma male. The gamma male is an interesting one, as gammas are like the
I have heard of gamma males.
I have not.
Okay.
Of personality types. There tends to be a little bit of everything in this personality type, unlike the others. Typically, with a personality type, there is one defining characteristic that stands out. With gammas, there are no internal dominant personality types. For example, someone with a gamma personality type is as empathetic as they are adventurous. Certain people over the years have viewed empathy as a feminine emotion or a weakness. But anyone who's ever had a male doctor with horrible bedside manner will tell you how important of a trait empathy is to have. Clearly, that is one of Gamma's strengths. As well, Gammas tend to be very self-aware in terms of themselves and how their actions affect others, which combined with their empathy is a major advantage in whatever field they choose to go into. Not to mention the fact that Gammas tend to be both eager and adventurous. So your Gamma friend may be the one to suggest a crazy adventure, but he'll also at least hopefully make sure you live through it. Of the personality types, Gammas tend to be more shy.
Okay, what do you think about this so far?
Oh, I like gammas.
You like gammas? You don't
Yes.
you don't like zetas, but you like gammas.
Yes.
All right, we got to get through the ad here.
Not to put down on the first one. What were they, Zetas or something?
Zetas, yeah.
Not to put down on them. It's just, we to each their own.
You can put down on them if you want. I don't care.
That lone wolf existence sounds very lonely.
Yeah.
3.
And like
the Omega.
Like you said, on purpose?
Exactly.
All right, here we go. The Omega Man, the Omega Male. Have you heard of the Omega Male?
No.
Okay.
Full disclosure.
All right.
When writing this script, it made me think of a movie called The Omega Man. The movie was later remade starring Will Smith.
Yeah.
And speaking of Omega males, this personality type tends to be more chill and easygoing than the other types of personalities. Omegas very much walk to the beat of their own drum. They're intelligent even to the point of being nerdy about things like video games or things they collect. But unlike other personality types, Omegas aren't looking to rule the world, as it's just where they keep their stuff. He's typically that friend who's really smart in lots of different ways, but doesn't apply those smarts in a useful way. We've all got a friend like that who is both the smartest person we know and the least successful. While
I think I have a friend like that.
Hang on. Okay, hold on just a second. You think you have a friend like that? I had to hop back over here to the chat.
I'm not going to say that he's totally like that anymore because he did start applying himself, but he was kind of like that for a while.
Okay. All right. So this applies then possibly.
Yeah.
other personality types may work towards the huge house and collection of supercars, the Omega is happy with a basement apartment and the latest video game. Nor are they typically looking to attract as many women as they can. In their love life, Omegas can be frustrating for their partners. Omegas want to take care of their partner, but at the same time aren't into partners who need them all of the time. Sometimes Omegas just want to chill out on their own. This kind of hot and cold relationship style doesn't often lead to long-lasting and meaningful relationships. Number 4. Delta males. The Delta males are another of the somewhat lonely personality types, though their loneliness is generally less intentional than that of the Zeta males. Delta personalities tend to be more modest than other personality types, though in some cases, Delta's personality types may have developed after some sort of trauma that makes them withdraw from the world a bit and lead a more modest existence. Though they are hardworking, driven, and goal-orientated, Deltas still somehow manage to stage in the shadows. They will never get all of the attention that some of the other personality types will, and this can unfortunately make them resentful of the world around them.
Know anybody like this?
I I think I probably do.
Okay. All right. Then maybe all of this is valid, you know. I don't know. I'm uh, I don't know
as if they're always.
my question is um i- is it such that this is the only, I mean, this guy is just like this and absolutely no other way.
I don't think so, because it's like you take an overview or something, because people are not, they don't fit into boxes so easily.
I don't think they do, but you know, that's why I kind of questioned this, but
Mhm.
nonetheless, I it's appearing that I know people that are in each one of these categories.
What are those horoscopes? Is that what it is, like, or something like that that you would read in the newspaper, by your.
He's trying to
Oh,
forge
sorry.
ahead.
Hold on. Sorry. Yeah.
Is it horoscopes?
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like that, where they it could kind of apply to a lot of people. It's not exactly, but whatever they say in there, I
Yeah,
mean,
that it may be more general. What
yeah.
the definitions are more general, so they fit more people.
Yeah, so that a lot of people could apply them in all different. It's all how you apply it. Yeah, that's my view on that. But
Okay.
But never quite getting there. Despite the mentioned loneliness though, that doesn't mean that Delta personalities are always alone. Deltas aren't like Zetas, who shun relationships of a physical and emotional nature. Instead, Deltas tend to be slightly more closed off even when in a relationship. If a Delta was already cut deeply before, they tend to develop a heightened sense of self-defense mechanism of keeping everyone at arm's length. This can be especially frustrating for romantic partners, as many come to find out when dating a Delta, a partner may.
There's just picture after picture of unhappy couples.
I know. And Doofus, don't you think that a lot of this could apply to women too? I mean,
Well, actually, Lori, I was kind of waiting until Georgia got here, but if she doesn't, um, the next thing we have is the female personality types. What type of girl are you? Alpha, beta, gamma, omega, delta, or sigma? So, yeah, we're gonna
uh-oh.
we're gonna have you find out what kind of personality you are,
Do
possibly.
they have unicorns?
I don't know. That's now. See, that may be, you may break the test. You may not. You may not fit into any of those categories and fit in the unicorn category.
They get in, but they never get all the way in. So even in a solid relationship, both a Delta male and even their partner may feel very lonely. However, if the partner is willing to stick it out, they may have something very special. Even though a Delta male's personality trait may not always make them the most fun at parties, they are definitely someone you would want to have on your team.
All right. I don't understand that, honestly, but they are they're very broody, but if you hang if you hang out, you may get used to the broodiness. I don't know. Hang on, damn it. Going back and forth between the two computers and the touchiness and stuff makes it sloppy production, and I apologize.
Number 5, the Sigma male. This is a personality type that really has only seemed to gain notice in recent years. They are another of the lone wolf personality types, though in this case they are less the Hangover style one-man wolf pack and more linked to a John Wick style. Specifically, what we mean is that the Sigma male tends to be cunning, self-confident, likable, and a bit manipulative. They tend to be excellent communicators, and this, along with their self-confidence, tends to draw people into their orbit. Though unlike other personality types, Sigmas don't usually seek out attention. Any attention they gain is
we draw you into our orbit, but we really don't want you here.
Oh, yeah, I gotcha.
Typically a byproduct of their overall being, as well as the results that come from their hard work. In terms of jobs, Sigmas tend to prefer to work for themselves as opposed to being tied down to a boring, monotonous job. This independent streak and ambition also tends to make Sigma males very adventurous too, and it's not uncommon for Sigma males to randomly decide to pick up and go. With all of this going for them, Sigmas are also known for being a bit manipulative. Their mix of charm and confidence makes it easier for them to talk people into things. Rather than trying to bully others through sheer force of will or personalities, a Sigma male may convince you of something before you realize it. Due to their unique combined traits, the Sigma male's love life tends to be as unique, typically resulting in somewhat brief but passionate love affairs. As a result, Sigmas tend to be like bees, always looking for the next flower. Don't be sad that it's over, be happy that it happened.
Okay, what now?
I think I knew quite a few of those as a young person.
You think you knew quite a few of those as a young person?
As a younger woman, yes.
Yeah. What about now? Do you know any now?
I'm sure I'm sure I do, but
See, the thing about this is like the last episode we did. This whole upcoming week, we'll be thinking about these things and how they apply.
I think people change though over the years, and they
It could be.
change very much. I mean, like you go from when you're young and you have certain things that you look for to when you're older and you realize things aren't quite as important and what you find important now, and it changes.
Yeah.
Happened at all. Unlike the alpha, who projects an outward confidence, Sigmas are like black holes. They are so internalized that it draws the world to them. Number 6. The beta male. This brings us to one of the more commonly known personality traits. What is better than a beta? Well, that depends on who you talk to. Beta males are known primarily for their submissive personality tendencies. They will likely do what they can to avoid confrontation. They are the so-called nice guys in the personality pecking order. Along with being submissive, betas tend to be loyal, friendly, and reserved. The beta male is the guy that is typically brought home to meet the parents, while the alpha is doing the wild thing in his date's head. In other words, beta males are typically the guy the woman would marry after having fun with alphas or sigmas.
Lori?
Yes.
Any comment on that? Beta
I know a
males
lot
are-
of guys that get sad about being put in that beta category, the friend category. They do. It's a sucky place for men or women.
Yeah.
It can be, I guess.
Trying to be too nice or just actually being too nice.
The worst part of it
is a bad thing.
The worst part of it, though, is when I hear guys tell me, well, I'm just going to stop being so nice or whatever because it doesn't get me anywhere. I always get put in the friend category and stuff. And it's like, well, it's better actually to be just have a lot of women friends than it is to be a jackass, you know? That's my opinion in that.
Okay. That's a good assessment. It's better to have a lot of female friends than be a jackass.
Wise words.
Wise words from Lori Arnold. Who said it? Write that down. Did somebody say that?
Write that down.
In society, betas are somewhat looked down upon as they lack certain desirable traits of the others. What they may lack in being brash and adventurous, they make up for in stability. At work, they tend to be nose to the grindstone types who work hard but never seem to get promoted. They are the beige wallpaper of personality types. They are important and serve a purpose, but are rarely first choice. Typically, betas are the safe choice in terms of partners, but that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Number 7. The alpha male. Here we are at the top of the personality food chain. The term alpha goes back to the wolfpack thing. Specifically, the alpha male is thought of as the dominant personality type in the pack that all others listen to and aspire to be like. The idea being that every pack has an alpha. Just to dispel something, this isn't how wolves work. Wolf society is much more nuanced. That said, alphas are born leaders. They tend to be charismatic and dominating. Women want to be with them, betas want to be them. They are generally the center of attention for good reason. Beyond their personalities, alphas tend to be successful in whatever they aspire to do, which plays into the whole top-of-the-pack mystique of this personality type. Unlike the manipulator sigmas, alphas tend to dominate outwardly, and this personality type tends to attract their own pack. So there you have it, the 7 male personality types we know of. Did you find yourself or people you know on this list? Hopefully you learned a bit more about yourself from
Okay.
There is something to the whole that women are attracted to the alpha, to confidence and personality and stuff like that. But like I said before, especially as you start to get a little older, maybe that's why some men don't like a little bit older women, because we're on to the con. We realize that being that alpha is not really as important as it is to being a nice guy and to being a good person and some other different characteristics that maybe get left behind in the early years.
So your tastes and priorities change, you think?
Yes, and I think you learn to appreciate people for what they are inside a little more than you do when you're young.
And we got to welcome GA from CA.
Hey, GA!
I can't. That's the funniest thing I came on in the middle of. I'm so glad.
What?
I just ran in. I had to go to the grocery store, and I ran in hearing beta males, and it was like one of those. The monkey, when he sees the man, throws his shit from the cage. Now I'm going to be doing that all night.
Yeah, what we did was we went through the 7.
There's more than just alpha and beta.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's 7
No,
different types.
just tell me about it. Don't play it again. Just tell me.
No, we're not going to play it again. Actually, what we're going to do now that you're here is we're going to play the
female.
Yeah.
The what?
The female version.
The 7 female personality types.
God, yes.
What type of girl are you?
Oh, God.
Beta, gamma, omega, delta, or sigma. Those are.
I hope I'm in there.
I'm sure you're going. Both you ladies will be in one of the categories, and we invite the chat and everybody not in chat but watching who aren't in chat. Go ahead and score yourselves as well. And
can you be a version of a couple different ones?
I don't know. I'm not a girl.
We can be whatever we want, Lori.
Yeah, I'm not a girl. I'm not. So I don't know about this. I've got a pretty good idea what I think I am in the male divisions. But hey, is it what you think you are, or is it what other people think you are? That's that's the question.
Where's okay? So wait, before you start it, where are these from?
Where what from the
Where's the video from? Where's the video from?
There are 6 distinct personalities.
There are only 6
but
distinct
which one do you belong to?
women. Hold on.
Wait, there's only 6?
Yeah.
There's only 6 for us? Okay.
Yeah. It's from Brainy Facts. Okay. It's not like I just, Brainy Facts. It's a legitimate.
Scientific.
Yes.
A pack of animals.
Totally scientific.
Like
a pack of animals like people usually have an alpha, beta, and so on.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. So you only have 6 personality types in the female, where 7 for male, because we got this. Yeah, it's the zeta, which I think it equates to the incel.
Oh God.
Well, I'm just being, I'm being clinical here. I'm not.
Yeah.
Not being.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Do it.
All right, here we go. Here we go, ladies all across the internet, all around the world. Time to find out where you're at in the pack.
Usually has an alpha, a beta, and so on. Men and women can be classified into the same 6 personality types, although there are some variances. Regardless of how much our colleges attempt to mold us into the same model, we are all unique from the start. Each of us have a unique personality characteristic. It might
Do colleges try to mold us? Is that?
Oh God.
That's a whole different topic. All right.
Yeah.
be your genes or your environment, but you have a distinct personality that serves as an adult identify. You'll be able to flaunt your personality feature with ease and confidence after you've identified it. It is preferable to own and proudly flaunt your particular characteristics in order to become more attractive. The 6 female personality types will be discussed in this video. Let's get started right now.
5 pictures.
1. Alpha female. An alpha woman is the one who has everything.
Okay, alpha woman.
That's not me because I ain't got everything. So.
She got everything. She's pleasant, bright.
Oh no,
She is
that's
pleasant, bright,
an
and
Instagram.
adept at dealing with even the most challenging situations.
That's what?
That's an Instagram model.
This is an Instagram model. It's not. There's no such thing as this.
They're
woman.
not. They're not real.
They're not real.
Yep.
This is the woman who is known as a rock star among her friends and colleagues. She's the ideal girlfriend, only she might not pick you. Men love her as if she were a goddess, and they are completely enamored with her. She likes the attention and politely smiles at males, but she has her own agenda.
This might be cunning stunt. You know? I mean, she's not here, so the rules are if you're not at the meeting, you're going to be talked about.
You're going to be talked about, right?
Kind of like a slumber party. The person
Yeah.
who gets her hand in the water while they fall asleep.
Yeah. If you fall asleep first, you're going to wake up with something. Maybe you peed your pants. Maybe your eyebrows are shaved. Who knows?
Lord have mercy.
This woman is really self-aware. She is self-assured, intelligent, and self-sufficient, and she recognizes her value. An alpha woman will not be swayed by the opinions of others. She is strong-willed, opinionated, and driven. She is the boss in her work life, making decisions and instructing people what to do.
That's what's wrong with this patriot movement. They've got nothing but alpha women.
Well, that's the thing. I'm strong-willed, opinionated, and on the couch with a smoky stick.
She is assertive, forceful, and understands how to complete tasks. This lady is unafraid of strong men, and she will tell them straight to their faces what she thinks of them. It's not as if she's heartless.
I like that.
However, she has a strong public image and is able to disguise her feelings successfully. She might be domineering in love relationships. She will be frank and honest with her spouse about her feelings. 2. Beta female. A beta woman never earns the same level of male attention as an alpha woman, yet she manages to be more successful in her relationships. This is due to the fact that they are not overpowering and are incredibly dependable. A beta lady is an attentive listener and a reliable companion. Despite not being Miss Popular, she is adored and trusted by those who know her. Above all, she will never take over your show. She understands.
That's always now when you have a show.
That's not me. I'll take over your show.
Absolutely. I know. You two ladies are not betas by any stretch.
No.
Both of you will take over a show.
It's like we're beta alphas or alpha betas.
Alpha betas or beta. I don't know. I want to hear the other ones.
I'm going to say there's more to come.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not just alpha and beta, but yeah. If you are running a show, this is the kind of female you would want that's going to produce the show for you and not.
There you go. There you go. You picked wrong.
Yeah. Oh, I always do. What can I say? She understands how to socialize with a wide range of individuals and frequently covers her true sentiments in order to please others.
Ooh. Sorry, I threw up a little in my mouth.
Wide range of individuals and frequently covers her true sentiments in order to please others. Her pleasant disposition allows her to form strong bonds with a wide range of people. A beta lady is kind and understanding. She frequently neglects her own hobbies, which she does not find appealing. If your girlfriend is beta,
Oh God.
Why do you have a hobby
Yeah.
if you don't find it appealing?
Which she does not find appealing.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
you must lavish her with compliments and praise on a regular basis.
Oh, wait a minute. Here we
Because
go. Wait, I might have had some of these.
I can't. I can't. I
She
can't.
would never recognize her own inherent value. Beta girls frequently have pals that do not appreciate them. They are always the sacrificial sort in their work and at home, putting forth a lot of effort. She is constantly undervalued and underappreciated. Even as she likes you, she is the lady who will never make the first move. A beta woman awaits a proposal or conversation from the male. 3. Gamma female. A gamma female enjoys being the center of attention. She knows how to seduce a man and then settle down with him. She
then cheat on
understands
him
what she
and
wants
scream
out of
over and
life
break
and
his
develops long-term goals. A gamma woman cannot dominate, but she can keep track of individuals and resources that can help her reach her goals. She's at ease in her own flesh. She is knowledgeable enough to recognize which man is deserving of her affection. A gamma woman will never stay in a relationship that isn't a good match for her. She is goal-oriented and cooperative in general. This lady will assist her friends, but she will not spend her time with them. A gamma woman understands.
You know, I'm striving to be that gamma woman, I think.
This is
I'm
just
not
like,
there yet, but I'm striving.
okay, this is just like there are certain chats that are associated with certain channels that they spend their money on the channel, but they wouldn't actually spend any time with this person.
No.
God.
And wasn't that what was just said?
Yeah. You
Okay.
heard that, did you?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to understand these, doofus.
I like that.
And how to get what she wants.
What, Lori?
I like that she doesn't spend, she knows her value and she doesn't waste time in unproductive relationships.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. She
Yeah.
understands her what?
Which makes sense. It was why she probably has a lot of friends
4.
and she
Omega
just can't.
female.
Hold on.
Oh,
There we
wait.
go. All right,
Oh,
go ahead.
wait.
No,
Sorry,
she
I
probably
hit
has a lot of friends or people that she knows, you know, and just can't be with them all the time, but she'll be there in a pinch. Is that what they're saying?
No, I think they're saying she'll help them out by sending them money or thoughts and prayers,
Oh.
but not actually going to spend any time with them.
Whoops. I
That's
had
how
that
I
backwards.
interpreted that.
Whoops. I don't have any money. I have to give my time.
You might be Omega then. Here we go, number 4. Whoa.
Has an alpha, a
Oh,
beta,
wait, whoa.
and so on.
Daggone it. Hold on. We can get up here. Where are we at? Omega?
Nancy, I think you're right. I think it's like German. It's German. That's what it is.
German have put this together?
And it's something's lost in translation.
Does not apply to the American female. It's a completely unique breed.
4.
Thoughts and
Omega
prayers.
female. An Omega woman is bright, wise, and capable.
Did we
of
do
self-care.
Omega already?
She is not
No.
a people person
Okay.
and
No.
loves to be alone.
All right.
No.
This woman
No, we
is
didn't.
well
Hold on,
informed
let me-
Omega is where we
and
were.
keeps up with current events.
Ah.
She is frequently referred to as a nerd. She prefers to work alone at the workplace rather than in a group. An Omega woman constantly prioritizes herself. She will help if requested, but she will not go out of her way to save you. It's because she lives in her own little world and doesn't see what's going on around her.
Oh, yeah.
She is
that
unconcerned about what people think of her, and she freely shares her
absorbed
opinions.
bitch. I
An
know
Omega
her.
woman is sensitive and emotional, but she keeps it hidden from the rest of the world. You'll learn a lot from her if you have her as a friend. Her room is cluttered since she isn't particularly organized. She, on the other hand, prefers being untidy and laid back. She has a secret longing for a storybook romance in love relationships since she is a child at heart. Both she and her spouse will be in a lovey-dovey relationship, or she will want to be alone.
Oh, I totally
Well,
recognize
if you
that.
think this video is interesting, take a minute to hit.
Okay, what, Lori?
I can understand some of those things in each one of them. Not in just one, but like a lot of each one you can see something that you like.
But I
Or
think
that you
I think that the secret is finding out which one you are.
That's impossible.
I don't. Yeah, it's what we were talking about with the before you got
Like,
here.
yeah.
With the men, we were talking about, you know, how realistic is this that
Right.
one guy is like this all the time?
We got more than Omega though, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay,
share,
okay, I'm ready.
and also subscribe to the channel to be the first to know whenever we posted another social psychology video like this. These videos take a lot of time to write and edit.
And we appreciate
Your
it.
engagement
Thank
is
you
the
very
best
much.
thing that keeps us
We're analyzing it thoughtfully and professionally, and,
Yeah, we are.
and occasionally comedically.
motivated. 5. Delta female. A Delta lady is shy and enjoys her alone time. She is capable of great things, yet she seems unconcerned about her own achievement. A Delta lady is carefree and seeks tranquility. Patience is a virtue in this woman's eyes. As a result, she is patient and kind to individuals who are nasty to her. She takes her time when it comes to committing.
What do we think so far?
Oh,
Are you
that's
lady-
totally me.
That's you? Okay. All right.
to a relationship.
I'm just kidding.
This woman would rather
Do what?
I'm just kidding. I'm not really
be
that
friends
nice.
than lovers and would take the time to get to know her boyfriend.
Well, she wants to get to know her boyfriend. What's up with that?
What?
She wants to get to know her best friend's boyfriend. No, wait.
Oh.
This woman would rather be friends than lovers and would take the time to get to know her boyfriend. She is self-assured and dislikes rushing things. Although she recognizes her worth, a Delta woman is frequently worried and has confidence issues. She is constantly striving to better herself and has great life ambitions. She is often misunderstood at work because of her laid-back attitude, but she understands where she is heading and how to get there. She prefers open and honest communication. 6.
To where the others prefer lying and
Yeah, lie to me, baby.
you know, Lori kind of hit on this, that this seems like maybe it's you know, like the horoscope things where they're trying to make it apply to a lot of different people.
Either that or we all have multiple personality disorder.
Actually, actually, one of our topics tonight is going to be understanding dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, I have a great story. Good. Keep going.
Which is what multiple personality disorder
Right.
is now categorized as.
I have a great story.
Here we go. The Sigma females. See if either
All right.
of you are Sigmas.
Sigma female. She is tough and stubborn, like an alpha lady, yet she is far too proud to associate with many people. She is unconcerned about other people's opinions, and she has no desire to impress anyone. She just knows what she wants and is willing to go get it no matter what it takes. She has a short memory and enjoys avenging her wrongdoers. A Sigma female.
She has a short memory. Unless you do her wrong, then she will punish you for life.
Then she's coming after you.
Likes to brag about her accomplishments, but she isn't competitive with anybody. It's best not to quarrel with her since she's a beast. You can never let her.
Oakley. Best not to quarrel with her since she is a beast.
Down since she is a high achiever. A Sigma female isn't really fond of making friends, but she gets along with others if they don't attempt to stop her. She may not be on your side, but she will not harm you if you treat her with respect. She will want to choose the best man for her relationship. She wants a lover who is attractive, wealthy, and successful.
Well,
the Sigma woman, on the whole.
Okay.
Who doesn't?
Yeah. Only Sigma women want this.
Oh, only. Okay. Well, you know that.
It hasn't. None of the other categories have wanted. You know.
Notice they don't say husband.
Lover.
Lover. He's Louise.
Yeah. Yeah. Husband, you know, it could
Let's
be
do the Disney princess one.
A little nerdy guy.
Likes to marry an alpha guy.
Ah,
She is incredibly picky and only wants the finest in a companion because she understands that she is nothing less than the finest. Men find her quite appealing, and women like to imitate her style. She has a magnetic personality and attracts attention without even trying. Wherever she goes, this woman is the center of attention.
Georgia, why are you laughing?
I'm laughing at the chat.
What?
She won't harm you only if ... So the Sigma lady might just boil your bunny rabbit. I love this.
Oh.
Go ahead.
She, on the other hand, does not appreciate it, unlike the alpha female, because she enjoys her alone time. She's erratic, gorgeous, and energetic. Despite the fact that she only has a few friends, she will always be there for them. If you've made it this far, you've probably figured out your own personality type. It's also possible that you have a mix of personality traits, which isn't unusual.
If it wasn't for entertainment,
in any event, now that you have a better understanding of the personalities, you can identify your own strengths and shortcomings. As can be seen, each female personality is distinct in its own way, having both good and bad characteristics.
Murder being one of...
Boiling your bunny being the other. Holy moly.
All right, I'll hop back over here to the chat because I haven't been...
You know what worries me about this is that some poor dude might be watching this thinking, oh, I'm going to get to know women. Yeah. And try to like categorize.
I understand women after watching this.
Oh, you get us now, huh? We are complex individuals and cannot be put into 6 categories.
Yeah, I'm looking for that insecure one who doesn't have any self-worth.
Yeah. Yeah. That was awesome.
Jeez.
Somebody said there's a which Disney princess are you? I want that one.
We'll do that next Monday night.
Okay, good.
I'll look it up and we'll do that next Monday night when Cunning's back with us if she doesn't boil her brain in the sun.
She is definitely a Disney princess.
Which one do you think she is?
Oh, I wouldn't even guess. I wouldn't even guess. I'm the witch in the mirror.
The witch in the mirror.
Yeah,
from, Snow White or Sleeping
maybe
Beauty.
Yeah.
Which one? Sleeping Beauty or Snow White? Which one had the witch in the mirror?
I don't know. I think I'd give that little girl an apple. So that's probably Snow White.
Snow White. Lori, which Disney princess would you be?
Disney princess. Oh my God.
Well,
I don't know.
Peace, Love, and Sunshine. Tell us. She said she's Snow White, lost in the woods.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I always thought I would be the one that was the more adventurous kind. So
I would maybe I would be the one with the dwarves. That's Snow White, right? Yeah, I'd have 7 little men hanging around me.
Waiting on you.
I'm 6 feet tall. Why do little men love me? I will.
It's like climbing a mountain. They're trying to get to the top.
I used to tell them they weren't tall enough to ride this ride.
You would have all 7 personalities too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if the men was as funny as that was fantastic. She's not going to eat my apple. Dang it.
I will not eat your apple. Watch your bunnies, men. It was not a suggestion. Okay. Oh, all right. Let's just Georgia. Are you going to be with us for a limited time? Are you on?
I've got my problem right now is that I'm starving, but that's okay. I've got maybe 30 minutes.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and go to understanding dissociative identity disorder.
I will tell you my lovely story about
You
that.
want to tell me? You want to tell the story first, or
Sure. So at a very early at a young age, I ended up in a California loony bin for a brief period of time. And I met a girl.
You always know when the story starts off with "I ended up in a loony bin for a short period of time," that it's worth listening to.
Some of my best stories come from the loony bin, I got to tell you.
I have a couple, but I'll tell you this one. So I met a girl who was so much fun. And she I found out why she was so much fun. We called it multiple personality disorder, and she had a lot of them, but her most fun one was a 7-year-old boy. And I'm sure you can imagine that she and I had a great time. Like,
oh my gosh.
She turned into her little 7-year-old boy, and she wanted to play pranks and kick rocks and all that kind of stuff. And I had a blast with her. I actually wanted to go back and see if she was there again.
Wow.
She was. It's a funny story. It's sad the way they end up that way. But yeah, she was a blast. And
Lori, go ahead.
No, and then she would come out of it, and I would have to reintroduce myself all over again. She wouldn't remember who I was.
Did she come back?
Isn't that interesting how the different personalities don't share all the information? So if one personality does something with you, the other ones may not know about it.
Yeah, and I couldn't tell the difference between any of them except for the little boy. Because it was so different. She was a grown woman who would just all of a sudden turn into this little kid, but I couldn't distinguish any of the other personalities.
That's what I was.
I just watched a document. Sorry, I just watched a documentary on a lady with how, do you call it multiple personality?
Well, it's dissociative. It's DIA now. It used to be multiple personality.
Okay, but her daughter made that same comment about how she didn't know all the different personalities. She didn't know how to necessarily notice. She knew there were little changes, but she didn't know who they were, except for a couple.
Right.
But for the most part, somebody else, if they were really paying attention, may be able to. But it was just her mom.
If they're, for instance, a tall, beautiful woman and they become a 7-year-old, you notice the difference. A 7-year-old boy, you notice the difference right away. But yeah, they're.
Do they have a name?
Hers was
Hers was. He had a completely different name. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm talking 40 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but yeah, definitely different names.
Okay, go ahead, Lori. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just saying hers was the one that really was distinguishable. Wasn't the age difference? It was that personality did not. It was not social. It wanted to be left alone. That person wanted to be left alone, and so the best thing to do would be just to call and say, "Have you eaten? No, you want me to bring you food? Bring food, leave it, and go." And in a couple days, she would call you, and it would be back to the other person, whichever person, but not that one anymore. But she just had to go through that time period of being by herself and being left alone.
Yeah. It's
Or to get mean, you
it's a
know?
little bit my mom has dementia, and it's sort of like that. You don't know what you're going to get. You don't know. She's a generally happy um, person in her dementia. She was not in her life, but she's a generally, happy and personable woman. But it's a very different personality than what I knew my entire life.
Really? Your mom,
Very
your mom's personality has changed
completely,
as dementia has progressed.
completely.
Wow.
She was not a loving human being. She was rather mean and petty and jealous and icky. Not affectionate physically or didn't say she loved us and that kind of stuff. But she is very um she had really good, qualities. She was very strong, could do anything, but she's now a meek, mild, sweet little old lady, which I kind of thought, and that's okay.
Yeah.
First it pissed me off because I was like, oh no, you don't get to be nice to me now. Um, but
Yeah.
You
but
know,
it's better than her being upset about not remembering anything.
and let's say that she's regressing back towards her childhood.
It's got
And
to be, yeah,
and that there was a point where she was that nice, loving person.
right,
Something happened that changed her into whatever, what you knew her as. And now as she's going back, maybe she's going back to what she really should have been all along, that some kind of trauma or something caused her to be differently. And just
yeah,
that in those days, it wasn't even, you know, mental care, self-care, whatever you want to call it, wasn't even
right,
considered
right,
unless you were just, batshit crazy.
right. Yeah, she was just a bitch. She wasn't batshit crazy. She was just a bitch.
Right. Okay.
And I was worried that she would be a cranky old woman because of it. So the personality change is kind of shocking. She
I
calls me her baby and pats me a lot
Oh,
and yeah, tells me how much
nice.
she loves me and oh, I'm so glad to see you, honey,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. It's weird. I'm not used.
And it's a crapshoot because I did home health
It
care
is.
and I've
It
seen
is.
people who start losing their mental capacities. And it could be people who, I mean, like, nobody's immune. I've seen people who were very, very rich
Right.
and wealthy that lived at the end, where they were just a neurotic mess.
Well, and she, in the beginning, when she was losing her memory, when she knew it, she was weepy. And I think she's just progressed over the years to the point where she's just like, she just goes with it. It's just life. She doesn't cry or get upset about it anymore. I don't think she knows that she's forgotten everything. But she knows who we are still. I know that will not be so one day, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's interesting. Anyway, sorry. Go on with
No,
your
nothing to be
DDI.
sorry. Nothing to be sorry about.
I hold out hope that when I finally lose all my marbles, um, that I'm going to be the funny one. It's a crapshoot,
Yeah.
between the really mean,
Yeah,
nasty
I
lady
hope I'm going to
and
be a real pain in the ass in some facility. Like I'm going to be sneaking into the men's rooms, and and they're going to have to call and talk to my kids.
the funny
Sorry, we
one.
have to restrain Georgia again. She's going into the men's ward, and
Right. Yeah, I see Roadrunner. Yeah, that's very much her too. She was a meticulous dresser and was always groomed. And she is less so now, but not like she could be. That's interesting. I don't know a lot about dementia, so I'm just
Yeah,
learning
that is interesting.
learning
Thank you.
what she is, you know.
I took care of someone that had dementia. He was an elderly gentleman, and he was, to me, he was a more pleasant dementia. He would make up funny stories. He would cheat at checkers. You know, just he was silly. He made up silly things that never could happen. He wasn't like confrontational, really angry. He didn't get really angry
Right.
or anything like that.
Oh, redheaded stepchild. That's terrible. I'm sorry. I know
Yes.
it's gotta be. I don't know what we're in for. I know that it can be really, really terrible. So I'm just kind of enjoying this phase with her
Yeah.
while she's happy, you know.
My oldest sister is, sometimes she knows who we are, sometimes she doesn't. So yeah, going through kind of the same thing.
Mm,
Alzheimer's is a hard disease, Barry and GA and everybody, because it's not just like dementia. It's like it really doesn't make you just think crazy thoughts or whatever. It takes away all those memories, and
well,
it's so hard on family members. And it's one of those things where it affects you more mentally, I think, than physically at first.
yeah,
And then at the end, what gets you is that your mental ability to if you don't succumb from anything else, it would end up being that your body, your mind forgets how to you eventually how to even use your heart, your
right.
lungs, that kind of thing.
Well, and you know,
But
in the chat, Roadrunner ran dementia and Alzheimer's facilities for 28 years.
Whoa.
So
oh
that's
wow.
amazing info. And redhead stepchild, that's what I do with her now. I am her jokester, and I just make her laugh the whole time. I sing stupid songs to her and just make her
That's
laugh.
awesome. That's awesome.
That's what I do. That's my job.
Yeah, GA at each stage. That's what I'm kind of saying. At each stage, there's different
Right.
things. And I've gone in to take care of people with Alzheimer's who were down to where they couldn't speak anymore, but they liked throwing a beach ball back and forth.
My mom, which is like my mom was like a huge snob, and she would never do things like, you know, arts and crafts or anything like that. And she's making, you know, earrings and stuff at this place that she's in now, and I'm just like, whoa, wow. You know, all my life I've been someone who makes things, and she just kind of looks at it, you know, she looks at it like it's nothing. Perfect example. When I first learned how to crochet, I spent months making her something that took me a very long time. It was really hard to learn, and I made it for her because she was always cold. And when we moved her out of the facility, out into the facility, she had it in the Goodwill box because it just didn't mean shit to her. She gave away all my dad's stuff like the day after he died. It was weird. Yeah.
Do you mind me asking you a question,
Sure.
GA, about
Sure.
that? So, do you take care of your mom, or is she in a
No,
facility?
she is in a memory care facility. She is what they call okay, wait, Roadrunner will get this. Oh, Roadrunner. My mother has fallen out of her bed 3 times in the last couple of months because she sleeps with 3 or 4 baby dolls, and she sleeps on a sliver of her bed. And so she's actually fallen out of her own bed because she has to keep the babies. It used to be a cat, an electronic cat that they gave her. Now she has baby dolls that she takes care of. Yeah. But what were you asking me? I'm sorry, Lori, what did you ask me?
Oh, I was listening to your story. Oh, just if
Yeah,
she
I was too.
facility or not, and or if you took care,
Yeah,
because I think there's a lot.
she's an ambulatory uh uh God, I can't think of it. She wanders. She'll take off.
Yes.
She'll just wander out if she wasn't on a locked unit, which is she's in a very nice place, she would just walk out. We had to move her from one facility to the other because of that.
I don't know how people used to do it before they had places.
Oh, and raise families at the same time.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, because there is a point at which no matter how good a child you are and want to take care of your parents, it's beyond your wheelhouse.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a progression. We had her she was in an independent living retirement place that she did very well at until, the walls were talking to her and there were things on the other side of the walls that weren't her bedroom. It was some other land. So we had to move her, and then we had to move her one last time. She can stay at this place. But there's not a limit. She'll be there probably the rest of her life. And she is old as hell and just happy as a little clam now. She's like 88 years old and just happy where she is now.
That's good that she's happy.
She is. Yeah, she really is.
Because I hear stories about people that are in facilities that,
right, they make up stories or they say that things are happening to them. She's not like that at all. It's a really nice place. It's pretty close to all of us kids. All three of us live in the same city with her, so
that's good.
Yeah.
You got lucky because there's another side to that where people do.
Oh, I know. And she may turn to that other side. I don't know what's going to happen next.
No, I mean with facilities.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely.
There's a lot of people who don't know what to do, and they have to put their loved ones in a facility, whether it's for dementia or Alzheimer's, and it ends up being a really bad experience for them.
Yeah.
And it's something that we really, in our country, maybe not on your show, Barry, but in our country, we've got to address how we take care of people.
It's horrible. It's horrible the way we treat our old people. They should be revered as they are in other countries.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you ladies know anything about dissociative identity disorder other than having experience? Do you know what causes it, how it's diagnosed, anything like that?
I assume it's trauma, deep trauma.
Yeah. Okay. Let's find out here. We got
it. Yeah, let's do.
It's 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
All right.
When an individual develops alternate personalities that function with or without the awareness of the person's usual self.
Why are they so quiet?
The Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, also known as DSM-5, identifies it as an identity disruption indicated by the presence of two or more distinct personality states. DID is one of a group of conditions called dissociative disorders. Dissociative disorders are mental illnesses that involve disruptions or breakdowns of behavior, consciousness, memory and perception, cognition, or sensory motor functioning, which would otherwise function normally. When one or more of these functions is disrupted, dissociative symptoms can result. These symptoms can be mild, but they can also be severe to a point where they interfere with a person's general functioning both in personal life and at work. Dissociative disorders are actually among the oldest reported psychiatric disorders, with case reports appearing at the end of the 18th century and extensive descriptions in the medical literature of the 19th century. Some common symptoms of DID include, but not limited to, the inability to remember large parts of childhood, unexplained events like finding yourself somewhere you don't remember walking to, hallucinations, out-of-body experiences, difference in handwriting, and some symptoms of DID can be attributed to a person's cultural background, where possessions may be a part of cultural beliefs. DID may often then form as spirits, demons, or animals, and this is also how DID may go undiagnosed and untreated. People of all ages and all racial, ethical, socioeconomic backgrounds can experience DID. However, women are much more likely to be diagnosed. Beginning in the 1980s, researchers on dissociation and dissociative disorders developed a number of reliable self-report inventories and diagnostic interviews to assess dissociation in children, adolescents, and adults. In these studies, higher dissociation scores and a dissociative disorder diagnosis were strongly linked to those with acute or chronic traumatic experiences.
Trauma.
Studies have included victims of childhood maltreatment and neglect, adult rape, prisoner of war experiences, torture, trafficking, repeated painful medical procedures, accidents, and natural disasters. However, people who have experienced physical and sexual abuse in childhood are at increased risk of dissociative identity disorder. The vast majority of people who develop dissociative disorders have experienced repetitive, overwhelming trauma in childhood. Genetic studies of dissociation also suggest that there is a complex interplay between genetic factors in type, timing, and chronicity of trauma. Up to now, the precise neurobiological underpinnings of dissociation remain elusive, but a growing number of neuroimaging studies have found altered brain structure and function for those with DD. Studies that investigated functional alterations found that DID patients showed elevated cardiovascular responses like heart rate and blood pressure, and stronger amygdala and insula activity that are responsible for emotional processing, memory, attention, and introspective awareness. In another study, DID patients exhibited decreased blood flow in the thalamus during altered state, which is responsible for the filtering of sensory input. In terms of structural alterations, one study found that individuals with DID had reduced volumes in the amygdala and hippocampus. The hippocampus is responsible for learning and memory. Smaller volumes may be related to early life trauma, as the hippocampus is sensitive to heightened stress and therefore leading to potential cell damage in the area. Usually, the goals of treatment for DID are to relieve symptoms, ensure the safety of the individual and those around him or her, and more importantly, to reconnect the different personalities into one integrated, well-functioning identity. However, the best treatment approach will depend on the individual. Although there are multiple treatment methods, the most common treatments include a combination of psychotherapy, cognitive brain therapy, medication, family or group therapy, meditation and relaxation techniques, and creative therapies. People with DID generally respond well to treatment, but realistically, treatment can be a long and painstaking process. To improve a person's outlook, it is important to treat any other problems or complications such as depression, anxiety, or substance abuse before. Some simple things friends and family can help are to be patient and understanding, think about methods and ways to handle identity switches when they arise, and learn how to recognize and avoid triggers. And lastly, help them find the right support and take care of yourself.
Don't go to Gordon Ramsay, okay?
No, Lord have mercy.
All right, I don't know how helpful that really was. I don't know. That
I mean, that's that's the dissociative disorder primer.
yeah, 5 minutes or less.
Right. It's very it's nuanced, it's
Yeah,
deep,
way
it's different.
too complex to deal with in 5 minutes.
Right. And like
That
Nancy
much
said,
I did get.
Nancy said in the chat, I think the Sybil crew back in the 70s did a great disservice to people with legit DPD. Oprah and her assorted twins didn't help either. Yeah. Well, and how much was known in the 70s that they know a lot more now, I would hope.
Yeah, I remember Sybil and how that was kind of exploited. That Oprah and her assorted twins. Is that what you said?
That's what Nancy said.
Okay,
I don't remember. I don't
know
remember.
what that's about.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Okay.
I'm gonna watch Oprah a lot.
All right.
Yeah, it's I know it's normally, I mean, I think it's normally from a deep trauma. It's not, I don't think it's, I don't know.
I've always understood it to be that way, to be from trauma.
From something horrible.
That makes you dissociate, right?
Right, that causes you to, whatever the trauma is.
Protect yourself by becoming someone else.
Right. To protect yourself, another personality comes out. So I would think it would be, whatever it is, whatever kind of trauma, it's deep-seated and ongoing as a child, I would imagine. But
And you know what? I can kind of understand that, because it's not disassociative, but in my own journey.
Right.
I when I went through a really it was a hard time in my healing. And I did a lot of writing, and something that I wrote down that kind of stuck with me was how I saw myself as like three different people.
Right.
And I saw myself as the inside, I had the little girl who was just like the normal little girl, happy little girl until the trauma hit. And then it was the angry girl that had to defend that little girl.
Right.
And then you kind of get another personality, if you so not a personality, but another mindset in there that can kind of let both of them just take it easy.
But,
it's not that they're gone.
Right. A coping mechanism. That was your coping mechanism.
Yes. And it's not like we had disassociative, but
Right.
it's just in my mind, that's the way it made sense to me.
Right.
So I can see why people would become total different personalities, because I didn't have the trauma that some of these people had,
Right. Well, and I know people who have had very long-term trauma and don't get it. So is it genetic?
Well, they said that there were differences in some people's hyperthalamus.
Hypothalamus, yeah.
And so it could be genetic as well, and that's why some do and some. And I want to make really clear, we're not on here trying to be medical professionals or therapists or anything like that. We're just exploring different things, and in hopes that if somebody happens to be going through some things, that they might see something that might guide them in a positive direction.
Right. Or dealing with a family member. Lisa Hurley says, "Hi, Rufus," and then
hi, Rufus,
and then hi, Doofus.
Hi, Risa.
Summer.
Which one of us is Rufus?
Yeah, really. Summer, I can
Shaka Khan.
imagine. I can't even imagine how
Hello
you
to
dealt with
Summer.
your
Hi,
trauma.
Lisa. Hi, Sassy. Hi, everybody in the chat. Thank you all for being here. Hello, Risa.
Hello, Risa.
Hello.
We're gonna call her Risa from now
Risa.
on. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's a serious mental illness.
I think it's an individual thing, because you see people who go through the same abuse, maybe even in the same family, and experience the same, and they totally react to it differently.
Right.
We're all different. We have different makeups in our brain. We have different personalities.
We have I'm working with my therapist on some issues, and one of the things that we were talking about, she said, "You've definitely had some trauma, whether we know what it is or not." I said, do I have to dig? Do I have to know what caused it to make it better? And she said, not necessarily.
Really?
But the difference, well, I have to know how to deal with what comes from it. She said, we may have to at some point, but as long as you can process the way it makes you feel, the feelings that come with it. But my original point was and I think I said this last week, my brother and my sister and I have two very different versions of our childhoods. When my sister can tell me a story from when we were younger that doesn't ring literally no bells at all. Rings no bells to me at all.
So you think, is it possible that you've blocked out some of your childhood?
Oh yeah. There's a lot I don't remember. I have really I was going through it with my daughter the other night. Actually, I said, well, I started looking at people and things I remember, like relatives and stuff from when I was a kid. And the only thing that I remember that could be, quote, bad was the one time that my dad beat my ass and literally kicked me down a hallway. I was like, I don't know, 9, 10, and I
Not
knew it was
not a spanking, but
no. And he apologized and said he would never hurt me again. And the thing is, he didn't. He quit drinking and he turned into a human being that I adored until the day he died. I don't have any other memory of anything that could be considered traumatic. And my daughter said, well, that could be it. And I was like, well, okay, I guess it could be, but it happened once. Yeah, it was weird.
wow.
Yeah.
And also your sister probably has a totally different perspective of what even happened, even if you both remembered
Right.
it.
And she's a little bit nuts too. Not like me. She's not fun nuts. She's crazy nuts. So, but my brother has a completely different perspective than I do on, they remember my father as a very violent man and scary and
Is
loud.
are
And
there is there a significant age difference between the 3 of you, or are you
I
all
am the
pretty close?
baby. I am 6 years younger than my brother and 4 years younger than my sister.
So they would have a different perspective.
Yeah. Yeah. And when they tell stories about him being scary or mean or being afraid of him, I don't remember that house. So it's the house I was born in, but I don't have any memories from that house at all. Um, and I don't have any memories of the next house where he did kick my ass. Any bad ones? Only decent ones, except for my mom. Nothing associated with my dad.
How long were you at the first house, the house that you were born in?
Till I was 4.
So you probably should have had some memories,
Some,
possibly.
yeah. I have nothing. It's black. It's completely blank.
Hmm.
I have a question. Maybe Barry. So how prevalent is multiple personality?
Oh, I don't know.
Like I said something about he didn't never seen anybody, and I haven't either known anybody with multiple personality. I'm just curious how prevalent it is.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't want to try to answer that because I have absolutely no idea. I'll have an answer next Monday.
Yeah, and not
I'll
going
research
away.
and find out.
Not going away says people with schizophrenia disorder can be tough, and that is an understatement. Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
My brother was married to a schizophrenic and tried, uh, I don't know, 25 years, and still takes care of her in a way. And he has a different family and 3 young children, and he still
Feels
cares.
responsible to her because
Yeah, he still cares for her. When she's in trouble, she calls him. Not as much since he married and had little kids, but he couldn't leave her for the longest time. He was just, it was really difficult because,
Speaking of oh, go ahead.
well, they tend to schizophrenics tend to quit taking their medication because they don't like the way it makes them feel. And I think that's most, if not all, from what I understand. So, I always saw her when she was medicated, and she was a lovely human being. I never, she would be hospitalized 2 or 3 times a year sometimes. But when I saw her, she was always medicated and doing very well. but it just became, they had 2 children together, and it became a huge burden. And the she has decided in her old age she won't talk to her daughters at all, because she said they treated her like shit for 30 years and she doesn't want anything to do with them anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, which I thought was pretty interesting. Oh, Sassy is known too. Multiple personalities.
I saw something really cool today that I kind of copied off of, and it was about scapegoats. And if you're the scapegoat in the family, if you're in a toxic family,
Oh yeah.
and you're the scapegoat, and it was saying something about it's leaving those people and becoming an scapegoat.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, I liked that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did that, and
some people do end up with the blame of everything for some reason. I don't know why.
well, like she did with like the person you were talking about. She's like, you treated me like crap.
Right.
There's just sometimes I always try to encourage people that family's important and it's important to stay together. But when you're in a truly toxic situation,
Yeah.
and it's your life on the line,
Right.
it is important that you take care of yourself, and there's no shame in having to tell people, I can't be around your toxicity. I love you,
Right.
but I can't be around that any longer.
Yeah, and it's when you do that, um, you get, of course, you get different reactions from different types of people. And I had said that to my mom in my earlier life. I can't. I just can't. I can't with you. I would go somewhere. I would go spend the day with her, and it was always lunch and shopping. There was never anything else. And I would come home and literally have to go to bed and take a nap. And I finally got to the point where I was like, I just can't be around. I can't make myself do that anymore. It's harmful and exhausting.
Yeah. Okay.
No, right. Yeah.
Sorry, Lori, go ahead.
No, you're fine.
I was just going to say, so next Monday night we'll have What Disney Princess Are You as one of our things. As
I'm gonna start looking them up now.
and on the serious side, we'll talk about PTSD, since we didn't this week, and since it is one of the most probably underdiagnosed things. People
Oh,
just
I would imagine, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that next week. And if you're out there watching and listening, thank you so much. First of all, if there's something you would like for us to discuss, let us know about. Let one of us know
Absolutely.
about it.
Yeah, I
Because
would love
again,
for
we're just trying to, we're not going to claim to heal or help or anything like that. We're just drawing awareness to things that people may not think about.
Well, and sometimes talking about it, maybe if you can't, there's a lot of stuff like being the parent of an addict. I don't want to talk to a lot of people about it.
Yeah.
But there are things that I need to talk about, like when he was missing. But it's like I would just get embarrassed and not want to tell anybody. There were times when he would do things that would hugely affect my life, and I didn't want to where I literally couldn't go to work, and I didn't want to tell people why. It's embarrassing. It gets old. I was enabling him, and so I knew that I kind of felt like I brought it all on myself, and I didn't want to talk to people about it. And talking about all of this is important.
Yeah, because what you just said right there, I'm sure touched somebody.
I hope so.
Watching this, that is the parent of an addict,
right?
And may
or
have
the brother or
experienced,
sister.
or
Yeah.
yeah. So it is important that we talk about these things, in my opinion. So you ladies, you'll be back here next Monday night.
Definitely.
All right.
Yes.
All right. And we'll have Cunning with us. And if you'd like
Yep.
to join us, if you'd like to come up and tell your story, get a hold of one of us, and you know, we may make fun of you. Not during your story, but just
No.
before and after, because that's one of our coping mechanisms.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because in all seriousness, I've got a multiple personality disorder story, but I'm not going to tell it tonight. And I don't know if I'll ever tell it,
right?
Because it's kind of painful.
Yeah.
The person I was taken in, I was duped. And had no idea of a whole lot of things until it was too late.
Right.
And what you just said a few minutes ago, GA, about it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
You feel like you're less than when
You should have known better. You shouldn't have fallen for it. Yeah, I get it. I get that. I feel that deeply.
So
Deeply, Barry.
so all of that. All right. So I can relate and we'll
Anytime, Barry, that we are duped in a way, or we feel stupid, like we should have known better or something, it embarrasses us, or
yeah.
But it's not really our fault, because that happens to everybody.
Right.
Yeah, like in summer, yeah, definitely join us. Anybody that wants to talk.
Absolutely, Summer. Yeah, come up next Monday night.
Yeah.
And no, Nancy, the Disney Princess quiz will be fun. It really will.
We'll make it fun before we get to the important stuff.
Right. Like we did tonight with the deltas and the sigmas and the zetas and the incels.
Is this going to be dress up night?
Huh?
Is Barry going to dress up as a princess?
Next Monday is dress up night.
I want to know what Disney prince he is.
Oh, what prince are you?
Yeah. Are you Aladdin? Are you are you the dude that wandered through the woods and where's the mean one? Are you the one that wandered through the woods and kissed a woman that was asleep and they thought was dead? No, that's Red. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't watch that shit anymore, but it just popped into my head.
Okay, I'm sure if there is a which Disney princess are you, there will be a which Disney prince are you. So we'll look for that too to keep things equal.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you, ladies, as always. Thank you, those in the chat. Thank you, those watching.
Take care, everybody.
Yes, love you all, and
love you.
I love you too, ladies. Thank you. We'll see you next Monday night, and I'll see everybody sometime later on in the week. Hit the subscribe, hit the notification, watch the community chat,
hit the like
post,
hit the like button,
and go watch Lori Arnold's channel. Love you, Lori. Love you, GA.
Bye.
See you, ladies. Thank you.